to my part 2 of my series where I give career advice to Gen Z on social media about the current job market. Now, if you haven't already, check out my first video. I think you'll find it very entertaining but informative. What I found out from that video were 2 things. First, I saw a lot of passion. I
Stand how the news has been dogging Gen Z and calling them lazy for not wanting to work a 9-to-5 for the rest of their lives. Let me put it in perspective for everybody who's a little confused.
Working 8 hours a day is absurd.
But sorry, I can't make it. I have a workout class.
My visceral reaction was, are you fucking kidding me?
No, fully.
First of all, baby, your opinions are aging you about 20 years, but no, Gen Z does not care. We were hired for an annual salary rate that doesn't even cover all our bills and contracted from 9 to 5.
$1,000 and I still owe 76. How the
I know they're very frustrated, but I liked the passion. That means that they care. The second thing, I found that they were very lost. And let me tell you, if you're coming out of high school or college, that's completely normal. When I got out of college, I had no idea what I was going to do. In fact, my first 4 jobs, I quit and I was lost. So that's okay. But I have a couple tips here that could help. If you're lost, you don't know what you want to do with a career, tip number 1, I really would highly suggest that you take a career assessment test. The one that I recommend is the Holland Core Career Test. This is my go-to test. Once you take it, it's going to give you an idea of some careers that fit sort of your skill set and your passions. From there, tip number 2, I want you to set up informational interviews. Informational interviews basically gives information from the people that work in that field, sort of responsibilities, salary expectation, and different educational and other different requirements that are needed to be successful in that position. So this is a great starting point for this. So let's get into our part 2 series. Let's check out what the other Gen Zs have to say today, shall we? All right.
About how sick a 40-hour work week is. I'm so sorry. So you're telling me that I have to wake up at the dawn every single day, go and work somewhere that has fluorescent lighting, is cold and uncomfortable for the entirety of the day, and do that 5 times a week? No, like, that's, like, you guys are mentally ill. Like, please get diagnosed.
Tells me to work harder. I love that. Oh my god, I love that.
Oh, the demeanor.
Guys, I
Makes me
love
shudder.
that. I
Makes me
love
shudder.
that.
Okay. Here we go again. We're talking about the passion. She definitely has a lot of frustration. I would call it frustration. And I get her to an extent. She seems like she's a little bit lost, and that's okay. However, with coming out of college, coming out of high school, you gotta have realistic expectations. So I do love the idea of a 4-day work week, and I think companies are going to be going to the 4-day work week. I have a list here of companies that already have implemented the 4-day work week. However, most companies these days haven't gotten there yet. So if you're going out into the job force, you're going to have to expect to work 5 days a week, 40 hours a week. So that's just normal. You got to have realistic expectations on that. Next, with her scenario here, it seems like she doesn't like to work in an office. So, you know, working in an office isn't for everybody. So I have a suggestion of a job that would be good for her and many Gen Zs out there. It's social media manager. I was looking up a few positions there. A lot of them do not require a college degree. They offer work-life balance, flexibility. A lot of them you can do remotely. And on average, you can start at $20 to $30 an hour. So this is a good starting point. Not only that, this social media manager position, there's chance to move up. In 2 to 5 years, you're making 6 figures. If you're really aggressive, in the future, the top position would be a CMO. That's a Chief Marketing Officer. So I definitely see her skills on social media. She could turn that into a job, which will lead her into a career. So let's check out the next Gen Z, shall we?
Clear something up right now. I saw a career coach on LinkedIn say that nobody wants to work because young people feel like they're entitled to get great jobs where they have all these benefits and they have super amazing pay just because they got degrees. Is that not the dream that you guys sold us? Is that not what you told?
Listen, I see where she's coming from. I know coming out of college, I thought right away I'm going to make six figures, and that didn't happen right away. You have to have some realistic expectations. Most people coming out of college are not going to be making six figures, but they will be in a couple years if they have a strategic game plan in mind for their career. I think she should get a mentor. A mentor is great. I wish I had gotten a mentor because I would have liked to gotten some advice from someone that has already successful. So she can reach out. Big tip here, reach out to alumni that went to your college. Alumni like to help alumni. Reach out. You can check your alumni directory. You can also check LinkedIn. I definitely would say check the higher level, VP and above, and reach out to these people. Say, can I have 10 or 15 minutes of your time? Try to set it up in person. If they can't do in person, you can do a Zoom meeting. Just make it short, 10 to 15 minutes of their time. Ask them some advice to building a career. See if they'll be a mentor where you can touch base a couple times a month to get their opinions about your career. All right, let's check our next Gen Z out, shall we?
Not lazy, they just don't want to live to work. 60 seconds. Meet Jake Spacavento, a 26-year-old marketing manager. He watched his parents work crazy long hours and he thought, hey, I like work, but I also want time for my friends and hobbies. Plus, I don't want to turn into a work zombie. And more folks, not just Jake, are leaning this way. Thanks to the pandemic, everyone is talking about work.
Okay, this is a very important subject. The work-life balance is big, and companies are definitely starting to listen. I see it out there. If you go on Indeed and LinkedIn, you see them posting this work-life balance. So if you're applying for jobs, I'm going to give you a couple tips here. Start looking for that written in the job description. If you see flexibility or work-life balance, these are companies you definitely want to apply to if that's something important to you. Next tip is check out Glassdoor. Glassdoor is where former and current employees rank the work environment at companies. I love this. So if you want to get an indication if people have a work-life balance or if there's flexibility at the company, check out Glassdoor. These people really give honest feedback about the work environment, and pick the companies that fit you. That sounds like if it's a very team-oriented and it fits you, go for and apply for that company. All right, let's check out the next Gen Z, shall we?
I don't understand how people overcome poverty in America. I really don't, you know? I've been working since I was 16 years old. I helped pay my parents' mortgage when I was still in high school. I'm 32 years old now. I don't even have a mortgage. I don't have kids. I don't have anything to show for all this time that I've paid into the system. I went to college. I have a bachelor's degree. My parents never graduated college. My parents didn't even graduate high school. I'm working on my second bachelor's degree, hoping that this one sticks. You know, like I was paying for...
Okay, I gotta stop her right there. This is a very sad story and it's becoming more common. I don't like to see this. Before we watch more of hers, she's talking about being in debt right now from her first bachelor degree and then getting another bachelor degree, putting her even in more debt. Listen, if you already have a college degree, you don't need to get another bachelor's degree, especially if you have debt. The only thing I would suggest, if you have a bachelor's degree, you might go up and get a master's degree. But don't get another bachelor's degree when you have debt. Absolutely not. You don't want to add debt to debt. That's never good. So she's 32. Let me tell you, if you have a college degree and you're 32, you should be making six figures at this point. So she's a little behind, but she can catch up. So let's listen to more of her story.
Nursing school, half loan, half out of pocket. And COVID hit. And now I'm looking at my last quarter of nursing school and I'm realizing I'm not going to be able to graduate. I'm literally out of money. And not because I failed classes or I did something wrong. I did everything right. It's just because I'm poor. I was born poor. I'm still poor. They want me to die poor.
Okay. This is a real sad story. She's definitely someone that could use a mentor. You know, she already has a bachelor degree. Again, as I said, she should reach out to alumni that are successful that went to her school. And I'm talking VPs and C-level, and ask their advice. See if one of them will be her mentor. Mentorship is so great, but she already has a college degree. They're gonna probably give her some good advice. Now she's 32. I'm gonna tell you something. You don't need another bachelor degree to make six figures. The one area where you can make six figures even without a bachelor's degree, a lot of times, is sales. So I'm gonna recommend a job and make six figures in 2 years. That's pharmaceutical or medical device sales. I mean, she seems very articulate, smart. So you can go from making six figures to making seven figures. That's right, your top earners in sales like pharmaceuticals and medical devices, they're making seven figures. And that's what I would suggest for her. So listen, I hope this helps with you. If you need additional advice, go to my website, Christina B. Angel. First, I have a free professional personal branding guide. This has helped to build your career on social media. It's free, so definitely get the free guide. Second, feel free to book time with me and we'll get a game plan so that you can make six figures in 2 years, and then 7 years later you can make seven figures. So this is Christina B. Angel. Thanks for watching my video.